during this, and then Whedon taking over part of it, and it being kind of a split movie in that way. I thought they pulled it together pretty damn good for all that going on. And I'm just wondering, what do these people want that don't like it? What more do you want? I mean, for one thing, it's a DC multiverse. This could have happened on any number of worlds, this whole storyline. This isn't necessarily your Earth Prime DC world of, it's not necessarily that. It could be any out of continuity Justice League story, and it works brilliantly as a Justice League story. So I don't know what people want. It's like, what more do you want from a movie than that?
Right. And the fact that, I mean, first of all, yes, it was freaking fantastic. I enjoyed it. There were, like I said, some of the dialogue. There were some dialogue cues that I was kind of like, yeah, But the fact that you had everything in there. You had Flash's father. You had Star Labs. You had everything. They did so much of taking characters that they have not established yet and making it so you really don't need a backstory on them. It's all in there. It is contained. And the fact, that's
the beauty of what DC's universe is doing. They know that these characters have been around for 75 years. Yeah. I mean, we don't need to see Bruce Wayne's parents get shot again, really. I don't need to see, maybe flashback. If you're going to make an Aquaman movie, they're going to maybe flash back to some of his childhood, maybe, for a minute. Maybe. But that's, these characters, even the Marvel movies are starting, like with Spider-Man, like we were talking about earlier. They're starting to, like, we don't need to see the origin again. We've seen it. We've seen it on screen already, like, 10 years ago, so.
And can I say, Joe Manganiello, or whatever, Joe Manganiello, God damn, he does look like Slade Wilson.
He did.
God damn, it's uncanny.
I was like, I don't know about that. He seems, when I saw that they cast him, I was like, oh, he kind of resembles the dude that plays Deathstroke on the Flash TV series.
Right, the guy who played Crixus on Spartacus, yeah.
Yeah. But he kind of resembles that guy in his normal life. Like, he kind of, like the way he normally looks. But they got him with the white hair and the eye patch and the costume at the end, and it was like, oh man, that really looks like Deathstroke to me.
That, and I love it that it's Deathstroke. He like Luthor's there, and Deathstroke is Deathstroke. He's like, don't waste my. If you're wasting my time, But
I think that the kid, what's that guy, Eisenberg?
Jesse Eisenberg, yeah.
Yeah, I think he does a pretty good job as Lex Luthor. I kind of like him now that he's bald and kind of looks the part.
He looks better bald, yeah, definitely better bald.
And the fact that he's the bald Lex Luthor, and he seems just like a devious, genius, smart guy, and I think he works as Lex Luthor. I don't care, but the fact that they're going to introduce the Legion of Doom into this, if they keep going with, I don't know how, after all the stuff fallout with Ben Affleck and all this stuff going on, I don't know if we'll even get another Justice League movie. But man, I really want to see the Legion of Doom on screen for sure now.
And that's what I'm wondering is who's going to be in the Legion of Doom. Are they going to take like the Flash movie, the Aquaman movie, take the villains from there, put them into the Legion?
Joker, we've already got Jared Leto's Joker. I don't know if he's coming back for another Joker, but we'll get some Joker maybe.
Maybe we'll get Tommy Wiseau Joker. Oh, hi, Justice League.
Well, from what I understood back in the day when they did Super Friends and the Legion of Doom, what I understood was they weren't allowed to use the Joker, so they used like Toyman and Riddler instead because the rights to the Joker were tied up somewhere else. And I think years later, didn't they do on like Justice League Unlimited or something? Wasn't the Joker in the Legion of Doom at that point?
I think that one, and then he was like in Young Justice. The Joker was part of like the Legion of Doom or something like that. But maybe they may have Sodom and Grundy. The Lord says on Sodom and Grundy.
I'd like to see Solomon Grundy on screen. That'd be cool.
That'd be great. I want to maybe Vandal Savage.
I think we'll get him because that's one of those kind of weird characters that people will want to fan cast and stuff.
Yeah. Captain Cold. Maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to see a better Captain Cold. I don't really dig that guy that plays Captain Cold.
I don't like the fact that they made him more of a hero. I understand in the comic books during Forever Evil he became more hero-ish.
Yeah, he's back to pretty evil nowadays in what's going on in Flash.
Um, Scarecrow.
Yeah, Scarecrow, got Bizarro, maybe.
Oh, me Bizarro. See,
Brainiac,
that was one of
5.
the things I liked in the Bale movies. I did like how they did Scarecrow for the most part. That he wasn't, like a full Scarecrow outfit. He used like the mask as like his respirator, and he used it in
Yeah.
psychology and things like that. I kind of liked that.
It
I
would
hate
make
that he.
sense at the beginning of his criminal career that he wouldn't just run around in full Scarecrow
Yeah.
outfit. Look kind of ridiculous. I mean, unless he has like a lair and stuff to like wear it around in.
Which honestly now, because remember, Suicide Squad is in the same universe. We could get Deathstroke versus Deadshot.
Yeah.
Because those two are always, who's the better assassin, Deathstroke or Deadshot?
Deathstroke by far.
Yeah.
Deathstroke would kick the shit out of Deadshot.
But I would love to see, especially now the thing with this, with Batman already being established for 20 years, that would mean, Grace, if they're going to do Dick Grayson, he's already Nightwing by this point. Barbara Gordon is probably either already Oracle or...
Yeah, he might even be up to Tim Drake, Robin somewhere.
They could bring in... Honestly, I would love to see Damian on the big screen.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm wondering. Like, obviously, it must be in like a separate universe than the comic book DC universe, because he doesn't have a son at this point in his life. He would have already had Damian already,
or that
unless
we know
he's young.
of. That we know of. I would love to see it if the full Batman movie is like Son of the Bat. That'd be awesome. But we know that with this movie they established the Green Lantern Corps. So we know the Lanterns are out there, which means we could get the Martian Manhunter at some point.
Oh yeah. Well, with establishing Apocalypse and a wider universe, you also get Thanagarians and Hawkman and.
I want Granny goodness. I want fucking Granny fucking goodness. But there's just so much that could be done. So I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward this week. Thor Ragnarok is on digital. I didn't get to see that in theater, so I'm finally going to get to see Thor Ragnarok. You're gonna get your Hulk versus Fenris Wolf and versus Surtur.
Yeah, and a little bit of Planet Hulk in there, from what I can tell. There's some characters from Planet Hulk in it, I think.
Yeah.
But that's another one. I've tried to avoid every possible thing I could. I didn't watch videos. Didn't read anything about it.
The most that we talked about was the things that we saw in the trailers, and then the Man-Thing, Beta Ray Bill in the Grandmaster's Tower.
Yeah, is that the only? Have you heard it? I kind of don't want to know. I don't even want to ask, but I was gonna. If there's been any any other references to those characters in the movie, or if that's just the only
thing that I know of.
Well, we know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. established the Man-Thing too, so we know the Man-Thing is going to serve it's got to serve some purpose at some point. Why are they bringing him up in two different mediums?
Yeah, especially with things like the Reality Stone coming into play and everything like that. You would think Man-Thing would have. That's the thing. Marvel. I want to know why Marvel is not. I mean, they brought in Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though it was the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider.
But they did talk about Johnny Blaze, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
They mentioned Johnny Blaze. So he is established to exist.
Yeah. I mean, Howard exists. We know the Man-Thing exists. We know the Ghost Riders exist. Doctor Strange has alluded to things. Why? I'm wondering why Marvel is not doing more on the supernatural side of the house when it comes to the characters. They're doing all the cosmic. They're doing all the fight. The standalone like military characters.
Yeah, it's weird that they're doing that like in the backgrounds of all these movies, little things like that. So it makes me wonder if that's hinting at something to come, or because there's been all this talk about for like the next 18 years they've got the MCU planned out.
Yeah.
And so maybe all that shit is coming down the pipe.
I mean, they fizzled out with Inhumans. They fucked up Inhumans royally.
Well, like you said, we need a Howling Commandos movie, or like a Howling Commandos Netflix series or something.
Are we talking the supernatural Howling
Yeah,
Commandos?
we're talking, yeah,
the Howling Commandos.
The supernatural one, because they're talking about all these characters already, and then you could already do that implied backstory like they do on a lot of other characters, and just have them all together.
And you've already established Dum Dum Dugan in the MCU.
And if you also if you just put them in there, you can do in a series like on Netflix. You could go back to each individual character and tell a little bit about the backstory as the series goes on. So you could you could have them all together and then kind of do origin episodes for each of the characters.
Yeah.
You got 13 episodes. You got to fill it with something. 13 episode series.
The fact that they have hinted also at life model decoys. And we could actually, like I said, they've established Dum Dum Dugan. They could have a Dum Dum Dugan life model decoy heading up the Howling Commandos with, Werewolf by Night or Warwolf or whoever you want to put in there. There's just so many of those characters that they could do. There's so many. I love that they've got they now got Hela and Fenris and Surtur and all of that in the movies.
It's a weird uncertainty with what's going on with Sony and Fox and Marvel and all, and especially the Fox, the X-Men and Fantastic Four properties, because it's like if they really do work that out, like are they planning on just integrating those into current, or are they just going to reboot the whole thing with all these new teams?
I don't know.
I would kind of like to see a total reboot, just a total reboot it with all of them. Keep some of the actors, like I would love to see Tom Holland continue as Spider-Man, even grow into it as like an older Peter Parker. And but I mean, recast whoever they need to recast and reboot it with the X-Men and Fantastic Four.
I just like I'm excited to see Ragnarok this week. The only thing is, when I first heard Ragnarok was going to be made a couple years ago, I thought it was going to be with the Mangog. I thought Mangog was going to be like the main, because usually Mangog is the sign of Ragnarok. Mangog shows up and he's like the sign of Ragnarok.
Well, I know it's all about Hela and stuff, but I'm not. Well, yeah, we know Surtur's in it, so Surtur's kind of the original kind of big bad.
Well, Surtur's, Fenris Wolf's in it. It seems like most of the Guardians get their ass.
Hemsworth has said he's down to play Thor forever, pretty much. So there could be any multiple number of Thor movies that cover Mangog.
Well, I would. Here's the thing: with characters like Captain America, if Chris Evans says I'm done, go ahead, give it to Falcon for a few movies, and go from there. Make it just like the comics. Make it the natural evolution. Don't just stick somebody else in there. Thor, I'm not sure if they could do the Jane Foster Thor in the movie universe right now. I mean, if Hemsworth's down to play Thor forever, let him fuck the Avengers. Let him do God Bomb or something like that.
I would like to. Man, I'd like to see God Bomb.
Give me God Bomb. Give me Beta Ray Bill. Give me Throg. I would just even love a nod to Throg.
I'd watch it. You know what? Rather than I'll tell you a female-led movie I want to see is do the Sif run from Journey into Mystery.
That would be good. I also wouldn't mind. I honestly would not mind a Spider-Gwen movie, because it would be an alternate universe movie.
Do you watch the Disney Spider-Man cartoon? She's on there, I think.
I have not watched the new one because, like I said, I don't have cable. And the artwork on that one, I'm not... I dug Ultimate Spider-Man, but this new one, the artwork just seems really weird to me.
I didn't really notice it being that much different, really.
But
I don't really watch it regularly. I catch it once in a while. It's usually on in my living room because I leave the TV on for the dogs.
Well, I loved what was it? Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That series I loved, but then they canceled that to bring that another Avengers show.
It's that show is. I think that show is actually not that bad. That
bad,
is in.
But
it's really in continuity with the one before it. It's actually the continuation of that story.
I just really loved Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I really enjoyed that.
They were doing a lot of cool stuff, like the Skrulls, and when they did like the Skrull invasion, and that stuff was cool.
And I love that Captain Marvel had her old costume. It was her original red and black costume with the black mask on. I really enjoyed that. I love how they introduced all the characters. I love how when they opened it, it wasn't like they introduced all the characters the way I would want them introduced in like a series. Like Captain America didn't come into like episode 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like in the comic books, he wasn't in the original. He came in a few issues into the Avengers books. That's what I loved. But I'm excited to see. You saw that you showed me they're making a Spider-Ham action figure.
Yeah, I was gonna say they got the Toy Fair. The Toy Fair was this week, I think, or this last week, or over the weekend or something. And let's see, when was it? It was. updated February 19th. This is the 100th